Rated M for M-Balm. This is the M-Balm Effect, your one-stop shop for unfiltered discussions.
Ladies and gentlemen, I know it's a surprise, right? I never spoke about this, but I have a guest with me tonight. I'm very excited to introduce him to all of you. Everyone, please give a warm welcome to none other than Sean Fitz. How are you?
What's up, everybody?
Dude,
What's up, bro?
This is cool, man. This is cool. It's been a while since I did a little bit of this remote action. I'm glad to have you on.
Hey, I feel like I live on these remote shows now.
Do you, man? You're living in the internet. You're living in the virtual world. There's no way of getting around it.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So let's dive into it, man. What are you all about, man? Let's talk about you.
Well, shit. All right. So my name's Sean Fitz. I've been doing music for about since I was like 9 years old, but I've been more active in touring and playing in bands for the last 10 or so years. And I currently make emo and alternative rock music under my own name, Sean Fitz, and I play. I'm currently playing bass for the active rock or the hard rock band out of Las Vegas, Nevada. Otherwise,
Nice, man. Yeah. So I was reading a little bit of what you sent me here. I mean, you've been in this since what, 2014?
yeah.
So you joined a Chicago-based hard rock outfit called Kedzie Ave as lead guitarist. Is this how you got your feet wet in this?
That's probably
this
the first time anybody wanted to have me in a band. I was pretty young at the time. I think I was like 15. So
yeah, dude, you got to start young. You know what I'm saying? Like I started podcasts late in the game, man. I started when I was 28 years old. I just turned 34 last week. I've been doing
Happy
this thing
birthday.
for 6 years. Thank you, man. Thank you. My co-host William's on here, Billy Brown. He says, "Oh fuck yes, dude, I love it. I love how we're able to see comments on here and all that." And you get to see them
where did they come up
at?
Okay.
They should come up on your screen, I believe. So I don't know how it looks to
Okay.
you. I've never been on that.
Here we go. I was on private chat. That's why.
That's
now I
why.
can see
Yep.
the comments. Yeah.
There you go.
If you guys got some bullshit to say, definitely drop it on there. So if they comment on Facebook or anything, they can see it.
Facebook, YouTube, we will all be able to see it. I'll be able to pull it up on the screen. No phone lines tonight because I don't have that set up in my office studio area. So usually we have phone lines, man.
That's sick.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, it's cool to be able to hear voices of people listening and watching live.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, we come on here, we bullshit, we talk about all kinds of different things on this show, and I mean it's no different than when we're doing this in studio and whatnot. I know it's not going to be the same outcome or the same feeling as if we were doing it in person, but you live all the way out in Illinois, man. I don't think that's
I
going to
live
be.
in Phoenix.
You live in Phoenix, even? Oh my God, I didn't realize. I thought you were still in Illinois.
No, I live in Arizona now.
My God, how is it out there, dude?
It's beautiful. We had a beautiful day today. It's currently 86 degrees outside.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm peanut butter and jelly right now.
We've
been suffering in the tundra of the ROC, man, here in New York.
Right.
So like today's been warm and warm to us right now is 40 degrees. So think about that for a moment.
I know. I was talking to somebody else on one of these on Monday, and they were up in Duluth, Minnesota, and it was like, "Oh yeah, it's nice out. It's nice 40 degrees," and I'm like, "Yeah,
man."
I love it out here, though. After living in Chicago, growing up in Chicago, and then moving to I live in Minneapolis for about 4 or 5 years. I had enough of the extreme cold, and we had to reset and come back out to the desert. So now we got the extreme heat.
It's one extreme to the next, right?
That's right.
So yeah, I don't know. I like the heat. I don't mind it. So in the summertime, it gets a little hot here with the humidity and all that, and I'm fine with that. I'm cool. I'm cool with sweating it out once in a while. the snow and the ice and the
Yeah,
dark,
no,
dreary days that we see, man. It's crazy,
absolutely.
you know. But what's your favorite thing of Arizona?
My favorite thing about Arizona is probably the fact that like growing up in the Midwest, it's very flat. All you got is like you got cornfields, you got soybean fields, and like that's pretty much it. That's all you got.
Yeah,
But living out here, you can drive around and see all these mountains. You have like physical landmarks that you can go off of. You know
that's cool. Yeah,
that's pretty sick. I'm not used to that. Yeah, you don't have like the grass and all the green, but I don't know, it's still new to me. I've lived here since 2021, so I've been here a few years, but
it's not too bad, man. It's not too bad. You a
no.
gamer at all?
A what? I like a
You
game,
yeah,
like
you
video
game.
games.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I play like I've been known to play a little Call of Duty from time to time.
Well, nothing wrong with a little Call of Booty, you know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. Um
Um,
yeah, but other than that, not really, not too much. I used to play a
oh
lot of
man,
CS:GO.
yeah.
I probably have about 3,000 hours on CS:GO.
Bro, I'm not even gonna lie right now. Like I've been trying to get back into the gaming thing, and just I've been jamming on New Vegas, and that's what I was gonna say. Like,
Mm,
yeah, some
okay.
Fallout New Vegas. Is that?
Nice.
I mean, I know it's not Nevada. I know it's not Vegas, but does
Mhm.
it give you any type of like feeling that you're kind of in that realm a little bit out in Arizona?
Not I mean, other than the fact that it's a desert city,
Yeah.
nothing gives you that Vegas effect like Las Vegas, though.
Nah, bro. That I've never been to Vegas. I hope one
Oh,
day I go to Vegas. I want to be
yeah, you
able to
gotta go
go
to
to Good
Vegas.
Springs. I want to go see the Prospect Saloon. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to live it in real life. I want to live the real Fallout. Yeah, just come bring me the nuclear warfare now so I can live it right now. I'm just kidding. Don't do
Yeah.
that. I
Vegas is a
don't.
wild place.
Dude, I've heard so many stories. I've known people that have lived there and traveled there, and it's yeah, it's definitely an experience on its own. But I don't know if I would ever live there per se. I would probably just visit it and then hit it and quit it, so to speak.
Yeah, that's kinda how I feel. I think I would die if I lived in Vegas.
Dude, I don't know, man. I know it's crazy over there, but from where I'm at, I mean, I don't know how it is where you are, but like this place here where I live in Rochester, New York, it is a crazy place to be. And I think you said you were you've ventured out this way before.
Yeah, I've been, otherwise had a show in Rochester, the beginning of 2023, we played out there. Um, but I've been there a few times in the past. Every time I've been there, it's been cold as shit. I remember this one time, I think it was in 2017 or 2018. We were on tour with Treyu, and we were playing in Rochester. And I just remember trying to drive out of this place, and it was so icy and so like fucking snowy out that night. We were just like, we have to leave now, otherwise we're gonna get stuck. And I was just going like 5 miles an hour, like the whole way to the interstate. Took me like 30 minutes to get to the interstate. Scary driving up there.
Yeah, dude, it is not a joke up here. Like we see our fair share of all kinds of crazy stuff on the roads, and it's bad enough in the summertime where people are just like street racing all over the place, and and whatever reason, just crashing and all that good stuff. And then of course we have our slew of crime that we have here, where people are stealing Kias and Hyundais and just doing one of
Oh yeah.
these in the roads, man, and they're just slamming in everybody. And I'm like, dude, what is going on? Now you add the snow and the ice and all that good stuff into the mix, and it's not fun driving in the ROC whatsoever.
Right.
Nah, man. Did
Totally.
did you have a garbage plate when you came here?
Garbage plate.
Yeah, yeah. It's our finest and most beautiful, delicious cuisine that we have ever came up with here in the ROC.
Never even heard of it.
Bro,
Yeah, what is it?
oh. So basically, you just get mishmash of like cheeseburger or hot dog or whatever else, But those are the two main meats you would want on there. And then of course you would put some mac salad on there. Some people like baked beans. I'm not good on that. I'll skip the beans.
Uh-huh.
Thank you. And then you can have yourself some good old fashioned home fries or French fries and you just put some nice, beautiful hot meat sauce on there, some mustard, onions. Just load that bitch up with some ketchup, all that good stuff, and that's yourself a garbage plate.
A garbage plate.
Yeah, man, it's the
No,
die
I never
for.
heard of it. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's gonna be a definite checkout next time I'm in Rochester.
yeah. When you come out here next, you gotta get yourself some plate, man. You gotta get yourself some
Absolutely.
plate. It is. it's probably one of the best things Rochester has to offer. I mean, other than some of the comedy acts that happen. I'm not even talking about stand-up comedy or anything like that. I'm talking about the comedy you see out in the streets, man.
Yeah.
It's a wild place. I mean, there's people in wheelchairs at intersections where they're just like panhandling and they're sitting in the middle of the road, and you're just like, how do you not get hit and die? Like, how do you trust the drivers that are here in Rochester?
Yeah, that's kind of. I mean, there's definitely a lot of that in Arizona too. We just have like a constant temperature, so you see a lot of crazy shit walking around some days.
Dude, I can only imagine. I mean, I've never been out west. I hope one day, like I said, I'll go out to like Vegas or whatever. And
it's still, in fact, the Wild West.
Oh, I believe it. I believe it. And this is the easy East. Easy to just get away with everything you want to possibly do, including steal Kias. But dude, the West, I know it's a different vibe over there. I get it. It's a different, like, just atmosphere altogether.
Isn't the thing with the Kias, you can like steal a Kia with a USB and you just like fucking pop off the ignition, stick it in there. That's as easy as it is.
Bro, so like 2021 models and older, you can do that. And
oh shit,
yeah, I had a 2022. I actually just I got rid of it today. I don't need it because I have a company vehicle and there's no reason to keep dishing out money for it. So I'm just like, all right, let that go. But I was happy to find out that wasn't able to be stolen like that. Granted, though, dealerships will tell you, oh, the logo that's brand new and 2022 and all that, it hinders them from stealing it. But let me tell you something, they don't stop.
Okay.
They still try to break in, and then they steal your shit out of there, and then they ruin your stuff, they tear your dash apart, and now you're left with a huge like mess and financial stress.
Totally, yeah.
It's
I got my car broken into one time. I think, and they didn't steal. It was in my driveway in Minnesota, and they didn't steal anything out of it except for my Cards Against Humanity game that was in the trunk.
No, come on, you can't.
No, I'm totally legit on that. That's all they stole. Like I had shoes, I had like $300 pair of shoes sitting next to it, and they took the Cards Against Humanity. They didn't even steal like the $10 in my wallet. They left all my credit cards. It was just like my whole car was tossed. It's like they're looking for something specific.
Yeah, that tells me more about their character than anything else. They were just looking for the cards. They wanted some dirty humor in their life. They said, fuck the $10. We don't need that. We've already got drugs to do.
We're just looking for some fun.
That's all we want.
Maybe we don't have to break in any more cars. We got this game now.
We got the game of our life.
Kids.
Dude, I love Cards Against Humanity. I'm sorry that you lost it. I mean, did you get another one anyway?
I do. I do, in fact, have a replacement, so we're all good.
You have
I didn't even bother with the insurance on that one.
No, you just like forget it. But you got to have your Cards Against Humanity. Life is not good if you don't have that deck ready to play. You got to
have it on deck. Just in case. You never know.
You just never know. Sometimes if you're stranded out in the wilderness somewhere and maybe someone's with you and you have no food or anything, this is the way to distract yourself from dying. You're like, oh, I'm dying of thirst and hunger, but I need to play some Cards Against Humanity.
Yeah.
The humor will save my life, so to speak.
Yeah, absolutely.
But nah, man, dude, music is one of those things that gets me through it. I mean, I know everybody has a reason why they've even listened to music or gotten into music in one way, shape, or form. But like, what was one thing that was like the turning point that said, "Hey, Sean, you really need to dabble into the music industry"?
Okay, so I definitely growing up, I wasn't very familiar with like rock and a lot of like rock bands. I didn't like grow up going to shows until I was like a teenager. And like the first thing that really introduced like that sort of lifestyle and like you can kind of be in a band and like travel around was definitely the Guitar Hero games, like that was kind of like the most popular things for a couple summers, and I loved them and kind of introduced me to a whole new world of music.
So Guitar Hero, what's your favorite one?
Guitar Hero 3.
Dude, that's one of my favorite ones too. 2 is a close second because that's the one I first started playing.
Yeah.
3's the best though, I think.
3 is so solid. I've been talking about it a lot this week on some of these these podcasts, and I'm like, man, I need to get this game again. I need to play it again.
You know, I wish there was a way we can get them to make ones for the newer consoles, because there's nothing in any way, shape, or form anywhere near what it used to be on the PS2, PS3, all that good stuff, Xbox 360. You can't get it anymore. It's like a drug that you need, and you just can't get it anymore.
You have to like
it.
search around at Goodwills and stuff like that to even find like the guitars.
Yeah. You know, you might step into a Savers, and you might step into some homeless person's urine or something like that, stepping into this place, and you might get maybe bed bugs as you're making your way through the clothing aisle and all that stuff. But if there is a Guitar Hero guitar anywhere in that store, you have made it in this world. You have done everything you could possibly do, and that is find one of these Guitar Hero guitars so you can play the game again at the age of whatever I am, 34, or maybe some people are 40s, 50s, whatever. But this is something that we miss as people.
I would
Guitar Hero.
If they were like, there's been a couple of games where I've thought about getting the PS5 or something like that. But if they were like, oh, a new Guitar Hero game's coming out, whatever, sign me up. I got the console, got it all.
Sign me up. Let's go. I know. And that's the thing. Like, now you can't even like put that stuff. You can't even hook it up to the new consoles. Even if you get the old PS2, PS3 things, you got to have the console that used to play it.
Oh, totally.
I kind of wish they would just make another one. Like, I know, what was the other one? Rock Band? Is that Rock Band? Yeah. I mean,
yeah, those games were a lot of fun. They were just all fun. I just liked the music and introduced me to so many bands. It's so cool that like now, 10 years later, like I've met some of these people that like were in the games and stuff. Like some of the smaller bands, like had like the Fall of Troy on there, have like Matchbook Romance, like just cool bands that I really liked in those games. And now like it's come full circle where now it's like I could just talk to these people if I'd like to,
I know. Now you're involved in it, and you can see these people, meet these people, talk to them. Ron says I've got 2 in my basement, I believe, for Wii. Yeah,
well, Ron, I guess I'm coming over. We're gonna play some in your basement.
I'll fly down there just so I can play it. I don't even care. I will get on the first plane, and if it doesn't land upside down, crash to my fiery death, then I will be able to play this with you.
You can buy a lot of Guitar Hero guitars with $30K.
Yeah, dude, can you believe that? They completely just like swept that under the rug. Like, hey, we understand that we put your lives in danger on our vessel known as an airplane, a jetliner, but we are going to give you $30,000. It's like, that's what you're putting these people's, that's their value to you, is only $30,000? Come on, bro.
Yeah, but what is like the value? What if they were like, oh, here's $100 million a person? Like someone's still going to be like, oh, there's something that's not right. I think that's just like the start, It's like, here's $30K. You got some bullshit going on. Like this was some bullshit, definitely on us. I mean, there's going to be like, you got to wait till the lawsuit's all done. It's just a full investigation and everything that has to be.
Yeah.
I just know from like a lot of people that work in the airline industry, it's like, at least they fucking gave him something,
True.
All these other things that are going on. Like you don't see the company stepping up right away to even provide any sort of like financial compensation.
Nah, man. This
Delta is like Delta's a solid airline.
No, it is. It is.
I do like flying some Delta.
And I got to be honest with you, it's America. It's the United States of America. What are we doing if we're not suing companies like this? What are we doing as Americans if we're not suing? And look, they offer you $30,000. Keep your poker face. Let's jack that thing up. Let's see how far we can go with this thing. You know what I'm saying? Because your life was pretty much almost over. I mean, that's crazy.
Wild stuff. Yeah, totally wild.
We've been seeing airplane crashes like as if it's normal now.
I want to just give a shout out to those pilots though on that flight. They landed the plane upside down and nobody died.
Right.
What G's for doing that?
That took skill. That's a skill that a lot of them. And regardless of Americans or not, that's a skill that a lot of people have in this world. They can't do that. Some people ollie on a skateboard and probably break their neck and die, but this guy upside down and everything, everyone survived.
That guy was dialed in for sure.
Yeah. Do you think he was on something? Do you think he was on something that made his focus even better? He had to have been.
Maybe. He played a lot of Flight Simulator.
Yeah, I like flight simulators, especially when, you know.
Sully ain't got nothing on him.
Ron says Sully ain't got nothing on him. Well, you know what? Probably not. Probably not.
Yeah,
And I gotta be honest with you. I don't know if I would ever want to be an airline pilot.
Oh,
think
that
I would.
shit's nerve wracking.
I don't think so. I wouldn't even want to be like a flight attendant, because that's like when you walk into an airport, it's almost like you're walking into like a pre-funeral home or something. Like you're getting ready to die. This is like a hospice, because you never know if your time is up. It's like Russian roulette when you walk through those doors. You just don't know.
Crazy. That's the risk we all take when we fly. Who knows
Yeah.
all the shit that we agree to when we buy those tickets?
Yeah. You know, I haven't flown in what, 2 years now? 3? I don't even know. It's like going on 3 years now. But dude, and even that was when I was flying to Kansas City. I'm like, dude, this, you know, your mind tries to not think about those things. But unfortunately, even if you don't want to think about it, your mind goes there.
See, yeah, I fly all the time. I even
Yeah.
take I don't know if you've seen in Arizona, we have these cars that drive around that are kind of like Ubers, but they're all autonomous vehicles. I'm like a big fan of those, and I've been on over 100 of these things now, and I my preferred transportation.
So how is that? Like, there's nobody in there. You're just
No
by
one's in
yourself.
there.
You just by yourself, and you're
Just by
taking a ride.
yourself. You see the wheel turn by itself and everything.
Bro, I don't know if I could do that, man. I don't know if I could trust that.
They're all pretty decent too. They're all Jaguar SUVs, and
Man.
yeah, you just call it like a Uber. It costs just as much as a Uber.
Wow. I'm surprised they didn't jack that price up. I mean,
Even sometimes you'll be on Uber and you'll be waiting for somebody, and then they'll be like, "Oh, we're actually going to send you one of these instead."
that's actually impressive. That's
Like
impressive.
built into the app. You don't even need the other app.
Yeah. Well, I got to be honest with you, man. I don't know. I don't think we have anything like that here, but if we ever do.
It's the weather, because you guys have all the snow and stuff like that. It's like more variables out here, where it's like more consistent throughout the year. They can kind of like
They can get it down to a science.
They can get it down pretty good.
Yeah. Ron says, last time I was on a plane, was home from Germany. Planes scare the hell out of me, which was 12 years ago.
I was on probably 5 or 6 flights already this year.
Jeez, man. Well, I mean, you're a seasoned vet at this thing, man. You've been skipping out on death every time you get on there and get off. You're like, yeah.
It's transportation, bro.
Yeah.
I
know.
get there on time.
I gotta be honest with you. Then planes and all that. I know we all think, oh, it's happening all the time. It's really not. Like, I travel all over the place in car, right? I go a lot of places in, you know, upstate New York, and I've traveled to Philadelphia in a car and all that stuff. And to be honest with you, there's more probability of you crashing in a vehicle like that than it is to crash in a plane.
Yeah.
But
I was
some people,
on tour one time, and we got our van caught on fire in Kansas City, actually. Just talking about that.
Oh, shit. KC.
And like, yeah, it started on fire in the front, and we saw the flames in the dash, and everybody just bailed out, and that thing fucking blew up.
Bro, I mean, I don't know.
That's probably as close as I've ever been to dying.
Yeah. Mine probably was when I went fishing with my grandfather back in, like, I think 2003. And we went out in the St. Lawrence River. We went fishing.
Mm-hmm.
We had a neighbor with us who came on board, and it was about to come down, man. The fucking rain was coming, the thunder was rolling, and we were like, we got to get back. And we started, but let me tell you, man, like, it was almost like that one fucking movie, The Perfect Storm, where waves were just coming over this freaking boat, man. And I remember it. I think it was like 13, 12. I don't know. It was crazy. And I had, like, my mom's flip phone. It was like a brand new, like, one of those first ever colored, like, green text and all that shit. Like, back then, everyone's like, oh my God, there's color on this phone. But, like, now we look at it like, that's fucking lame. And that got ruined because of all the water, dude. And all I could tell you right now is that fucking water tasted like hairspray. It was like putting aerosol hairspray in your mouth. It was disgusting. But that if my grandfather didn't steer that boat right, oh, we would have been done.
Yeah, totally.
You know, it wasn't like a huge boat or anything. It was, you know, but it was like, dude, that's scary. near death experiences are something that I always like to talk about, because in one way, shape, or form, we are going to end up in that situation. We all aren't going to live forever. And I always think about, what happens after the fact. Some people don't like one of my theories. I mean, everyone has a theory or two, but it's like you watch the movie Jurassic Park and the guy's in the bathroom and the T-Rex rips the freaking roof off and bites down on him and just turn the movie off. That's one of my theories. That's it. Like shutting the TV off, bro.
Yeah.
I hope that's not the case, honestly. I hope there's more than that. But, I mean, what are you going to do? I mean, that's the life we live. Ron says cars, giant metal death traps, where the only thing keeping you alive is a mutual understanding with other drivers to not cross the paint line in the middle. It's true. It's facts. It's a lot of trust in humanity. I mean, if you think about it, if one person makes the wrong move, goes over those lines, and you're there, that's it. That's it. Turn the TV off. The movie's over. I hope that's not the case, though.
Yeah. It is crazy out there.
It is crazy, man. It is crazy. But with death, we want to have that so far out there that we're 100 years old. But in the meantime, we got to live lives, right? We got to live lives. And right now, you're living a life. You have something going on right now, don't you? You have a lot of things planned.
There's always a lot of things going on. That's the thing. Yeah, you got to always keep your life busy.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I mean, there's so many different things. And I know you have a single you sent me here. Did you want to play that?
You want to play it?
Yeah, did you want to play it? I mean, we can play it if you want.
It's up to you. Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, we can have it in the background. We can discuss it. So, Fake Relationships.
Yeah, so I have a new song, Fake Relationships. It's coming out March 7th. The pre-save is up on Friday. So this is if you are watching this now in here, then congrats. You get to see it really early.
It's the first time, but we're talking over it, so they're not going to be able to hear it in its full-blown. Yeah. But it's all right, man. I mean, so let's dive into the story about this, man. What exactly prompted this to be written by you?
Yeah, so I guess I don't know if it's playing right now. I can't hear it. It's probably just on your end.
Oh, really? You can't hear it?
Yeah, but anyway, Fake Relationships is kind of, I wrote it about when you go to say a restaurant or you go to a bar or something like that, and you have this interaction with somebody, and it's kind of you're super friendly off the gate with them because I mean, it's just somebody working, but I thought that was kind of an interesting thing where you kind of have a fake relationships with somebody for this short period of time, and then it kind of I don't know. It's just not a real relationship at the end of the day. It's you're not going to meet this person outside of wherever that is and have the same effect,
Right.
And then I guess the bigger picture behind it that the song kind of grew into is you could be in a long-term relationship with somebody, or you could be, I don't know. It could be even a friendship with somebody. Oh, now I hear it on here.
It's crazy. All right, I don't know what happened there, but I did notice something in there. I clicked a button, and now But yeah, this is the new track that you're coming out with now, right? That we're talking about. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
It's playing slow.
Is it really?
I don't know. This whole thing lagged for me for a second. But yeah. Anyway, it's it's just about this next part that's coming up in the song is kind of if you're in a relationship that's super one-sided, the other person doesn't feel the same way about it as you just got to fake it by yourself. You're better off faking it by yourself than doing something with somebody else that isn't going to be working out in the long run,
Yeah. I mean, I think we've all been in the similar situation as that, unfortunately. I think there was...
Absolutely. This isn't a new situation. It's
God, no.
My life has changed a lot in the last year, and the music reflects that,
Yeah, dude. I just recently came about this video, and I know it's satire, but I'm sure somebody's going through that, where the woman on there was, I think it was on TikTok, I saw it, said something along the lines of, I have the ugliest husband, blah, blah, blah. And I found this out like 5 years ago or whatever when, they were married. And it's all not true, but I'm thinking to myself, I know there's got to be somebody out there in a situation, whether it be
Absolutely.
the wife or the husband or whatever the case may be. Somebody's in the relationship they don't really want to be in, and they think that the significant other is ugly and all that stuff. And it's like, who would want to be in that situation, man? That's scary to think about.
Yeah, especially like, I don't know, if you're in long-term relationship, people go through like different times, like sometimes they're harder than others. It's not necessarily all fucking sunshine and rainbows.
No.
And I don't know, like people can drift away during that, and you have to be like aware in your relationship of like where the other person stands, and it always has to be like a topic of discussion,
Yeah.
because you could wake up one day and they haven't felt the same way you felt about them in like years,
Dude, I think it's
and
happening
then
to all of us.
y'all are just lying to yourselves.
Yeah, I would much rather the hard truth than to live a lie like that. I would much rather, be told like, look, dude, this is not working, whatever the case may be. Like, and I think
The line and how I like summarized it up in that song is how does it go? It's I just can't be fuck. Hold on. I had the lyrics pulled up.
no.
This is like my brain, like when I think about my lyrics, I'm like,
Yeah.
I can't like, I just can't sorry. I was not prepared to do this.
That's okay.
It's
off the whim.
Wrong song. It's like, I just can't be someone's second, even if I'm last.
Yeah.
Whereas like, if you're the second to the person you're in a relationship with, I'd rather just be the last in general instead of being the second,
Honestly,
like if I'm
dude,
not the first in someone's life, then I'd rather be last.
Yeah. Honestly, that's the best way to look at it, because if they're not going to choose you first and foremost, there's somebody else in the background. What's the point, right? I mean,
Yeah,
at that
I
point,
just can't be somebody's second, even if I'm last.
Yeah.
So that's how I
I'd rather-
kind of sum that up.
No, I like that. No, it's true though, because like if you're like the second choice, even though it's not going to work. It's not going to work.
No, why do you want to be somebody's second choice when they're your first choice? That's kind of like, I mean, it is what it is,
Oh, facts.
I think that
Always.
like, if you are in a relationship like that, you might as well just break it off and get out of it, and like not even fight it, because it's you're just lying to yourself. Like, you might as well just be, they're already not being 100% authentic with you if you've gotten in that situation. You might as well just call it off.
Yeah, I agree, man. I mean, there's so much more to life than just being stuck in a relationship and having Stockholm syndrome. And it's just not fair to anybody at that point when you're in a relationship with somebody doesn't feel the same with you at all. And it's not fair to them either. That you think they would look at it that way, but I guess when they have their cake and eat it too, in those situations, it's not really something they're thinking about. They're just like, well, I'm already having, a side piece or whatever, and then they stay in that relationship because there's, obviously maybe some financial gain that they get from it or whatever, and they're used to that. Obviously, if the kids are involved, that's another whole.
Yeah, totally.
So it's something.
I mean, there's layers to it. The song started as more of a, when I write music, typically I'll just sit down and like 80% of what makes it onto the track, especially lyrically, when I go through the first time, is like what I did the first take. And then from there, I go in and like just tune it, like make the tweaks. Like sometimes the words don't make sense or something like that when you look at it as a whole. Yeah. And I don't know, that was just a song that I came up with, and it, like I said, it was just like, you go and you like talk to like somebody like at a restaurant or something like that, and you have like this friendly relationship with them, and then it's just like, it's not it's a fake relationship, It's like, it's kind of like, I don't know, like you have these interactions with people, and it's like, you're not going to hit these people up and be like, hey, we're going to go hang out after work and this and that. It's like, no, not necessarily. But yeah, it has, like, as the song kind continued in the writing process, and the more I've talked about it, it's definitely became a deeper meaning to me, and I hope a deeper meaning to everybody else, and it can help people differently,
100%, man. 100%. I mean, real quick, I want to have a shout out to Nat Maxwell for getting us together to be able to do this
Absolutely.
episode.
Thank you, Nat.
It's cool. Nat's I've been following her for a little while, and I mean, I know she's got her own story and all that, but it's cool how like the world's so small, like, you know what I mean, and everybody's just working together to make awesome stuff together, whether it be music or an episode on a podcast or something like that. But it's cool that we're able to do that, even though you live in Arizona and live here in Rochester, New York.
Hey, that's the power of the internet, baby.
Happen. Yeah, without the internet, I wouldn't even be married right now, because that's how I met my wife. It's crazy.
Hey, that's
right?
crazy.
Yeah,
it's crazy what the internet does for us.
Good and bad. Good and
bad.
Right.
That's right.
There's a lot of good and a lot of bad. Lori says like a fan and an artist.
What's up, Lori?
Maybe. So, yeah, I love being able to engage with like listeners and people that are tuning in live and all that, and being able to showcase their comment on the screen like this, and it's cool to be able to do that.
Absolutely, it's cool.
It's more engaging.
Totally.
So like, what's your writing process? Is there a specific time of day or anything like that you would rather write in? Like, is it better during the night? I know some people are night owls. Some people are morning people. I mean, I've been choosing the morning lifestyle.
See, I've kind of adapted into the morning lifestyle when it comes to writing. I do. Ever since I moved out here, it's like the sun comes up at like 5 a.m. So if I get up at 7, 8 in, like, the sun's been out for a while. Like, it's just like the motivation to get up and move is there. And, but other times, like I'll get off work or something, like when I'm not touring, I'm a bartender and I serve and do a bunch of other random side jobs. Like if I'm just working late and I've been like thinking about this like song idea or this like way to enhance like a song I'm currently working on, I'll just, pop on the computer. I mean, as you could see just in this right here, like this is my living room / studio. So I like to live and work in the same space. And like whenever the idea comes up, I have it all ready to go to just start. It's like if I have an idea, it is recorded, and I'll use 10%, 5% of what I write. But
yeah, man,
it's at least going down on something,
and that's just recording it. And that's just it. Like, I think every piece of art that somebody makes is almost in that way. Because, like, as somebody who does photography or shoots videos or whatever the case may be, a lot of things that, like, for example, B-roll. Let's make that like a comparison to writing. Like, not everything you use when you shoot B-roll is going to be used in the final product. It's kind of crazy how much you put into something, and then you only take out the key parts of it. And I don't think a lot of people understand how much work goes into those. You might see like a 3-minute song or whatever, but the reality of it is it took hours to make it in any way, whether it be the writing or the recording or any of that stuff.
Yeah.
So
totally.
And especially when you're out performing and all that stuff on tour or whatever, you're definitely like, you're putting that into perspective too. Now you're taking the time and performing it and showcasing it to people that may or may not have seen it or listened to it or whatever. And I mean, you're doing some shows recently, right?
Yeah, well, we do. I've been doing shows with Otherwise. We've done a couple shows. I haven't done any shows yet with my solo music. I really don't have like enough songs to do like a show. Like that's one thing I hope to do this year is to be able to bring the project out and have like a live band with it and be able to do a couple shows.
Dude, what's your favorite part of performing live on stage?
I don't know. I mean, I've always like explained like my connection with playing live is like I don't do like drugs and fuck around with that stuff, but music and performing is my drug, and I think that was made very apparent like over like the course of like COVID, where we had like a lot planned and I had been kind of going for quite a few years, and then it was just like a complete stop, and I kind of lost that part of me, and I got really depressed around that. And kind of being able to move out of the Midwest and kind of get a new like approach to how to get back into performing, it kind of gave me that back, and like being able to get back on stage kind of was I like knew instantly it was a complete 180 in like my mood and my personality. And it felt like when we didn't do that for a couple of years that a part of me died.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where I put that,
People were legitimately scared that it was never going to happen again. Like nobody was going to be able to go to live shows again, that everything was going to be done online. And I think, looking back at it, hindsight 2020, it's like, realistically, I don't think we would have allowed that to happen. I think we would have been stir crazy and needed to get out and see like the real world for what it was.
Yeah.
Like I get it. I get it. When in the midst of all this, like when this whole thing started, everyone's scared. We don't know what's going on. It's the first type of thing like this in our lifetime that we never ever thought would ever going to happen. But I think now looking back at it, I think we could have definitely. I guess you could see this coming, where we would start living normal again to a degree. I do miss the 24-hour.
At least we're back.
I know.
Back.
I do miss the 24-hour like restaurants and stores. I don't know if you have them over there, but over here they pretty much don't exist anymore.
A little bit of that has come back, but I say that lightly because it's barely come back, But I know what you're saying, like, and that really affected a lot of the DIY touring and like how we travel around, because we're very like, if we're gonna crash somewhere and like we're not getting hotels, like we're doing van tours or something like that, like we can't just go to Walmart anymore and crash at Walmart and go get something to eat and then go to sleep, because like they don't stay open 24 hours anymore.
I know it's sad.
It's like it basically took what we were able to do and cut it in half. It really made touring a lot harder overall.
Yeah, especially if you get to your location in the middle of the night and you need like something to eat or whatever the case may be, and you don't have anywhere to go because Wally World is now closed at like what, 11 o'clock, 11:30?
Yeah, and usually like, I mean, more often than not, we're just getting out of the show around that time, So
yes,
popping
and here
over.
it's like here you go to a show. You used to be able to go to a show, go to a place like that's open 24 hours, go to some diner, smash a plate, go home, drunk, whatever the case may be, and then go to bed. Now it's like you go to a show and you go right home because nothing's open anymore.
Yeah, Mike's right. You got to get to a Waffle House. I absolutely agree with that.
We don't even have a Waffle House here in Rochester, and I wish we did. We got an IHOP. I'm not a big fan of IHOP. I like me some Waffle House because when I went to KC over there in Kansas City, they had a nice Waffle House. You go out, little night of fun with some buddies and stuff, and then you go to Waffle House and have yourself some breakfast.
Waffle House.
Yeah, man. And then, obviously the next morning you're, having 9 rounds with Mike Tyson in the bathroom, but it's fine because you had a good night. It's a good night. It's fine. You went to Waffle House. That's the biggest part of your night at that point.
Totally.
Lori loves Waffle House. She says Waffle House rules.
Yeah, Waffle House rules. It's pretty fucking good.
I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I wish we had a Waffle House here because I want to see the situations that would be had in a Waffle House in Rochester. Because if anybody knows Rochester, New York, it's fucking batshit bonkers here.
Yeah,
we have our fair share of videos. I mean, I'm sure you've seen videos. Maybe you have, maybe you haven't. But there's like this one Instagram called Rock Gone Mad, ROC Gone Mad. It's insanity what you see on there, and just
we have pages like that too out here.
Yeah, you gotta. If we had a Waffle House, there'd be a Royal Rumble there. I promise you that.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Maybe it's a good thing you guys don't have a Waffle House.
Well, we had Denny's. I think there's one Denny's or two, maybe, if we even have them anymore. I don't even know, man.
Florida has Waffle House for sure. I guess Florida has Waffle House.
Yeah, Florida man entering the Waffle House as he probably wrestled an alligator, crocodile. I don't know, something like that. It's maybe Dexter Morgan by Miami or something like that.
I've had some great nights at a Waffle House. Like at least they're staying 24 hours.
Yeah, we need a Waffle House. We need it. She says yes, and crazy people too. I like the crazy people. People think I'm just talking shit when I say these. I like them. They entertain me. They make me smile. There's something to look forward to when they're out there fighting or dancing or doing tricks with their cars and motorcycles. I actually think it's splendid. It gives me something to look forward to in my life, because There's not much going on here in Rochester other than Kia Boys, garbage plates, and that's it. That's really it. There's not much going on here. And that's the thing. Like, I get it. I get it. This is my hometown. People have to love their home. It's a love-hate relationship. But with you moved to Arizona. I mean, how was it going from the Midwest to Arizona? Was it like a big culture shock, or was
Oh,
it?
totally. I mean,
Yeah.
I grew up in southeast side of Chicago, northwest Indiana area. Lived there most of my life, and then, well, I guess not anymore. Now I moved to Minneapolis and lived in South Minneapolis for 4 or 5 years, and then in 2021 I moved to Arizona. It is quite a
Yeah.
bit different. I think it's like going from one extreme to another, though. Like, I'm no longer dealing with the snow and the ice and all that, and now I'm just dealing with the extreme heat, which I don't
Extreme heat.
mind.
Yeah, no, I like I said, I like some heat. I don't mind the heat. It's when it gets like in the negatives or like the single or teens, those digits. I don't like that. I would much
No.
rather I'd rather the heat. And I know there's people out there like, "Oh, I love winter." It's like I'm good, man. Once that wind chill hits you, it goes. I don't care what you're wearing, it goes through your bones. It's like that's it. Game over.
Yeah,
It's
totally.
done. But that and the travel, it's definitely harder with the travel. But I mean, when you're traveling for like a night of performing, I mean, everyone's got a favorite something or another. Favorite hat, favorite, I don't know, favorite anything. What's one of the items in your life that you have to take with you everywhere you
On
go?
tour, a favorite hat
Yes.
or something like that?
Any
I
item
don't
that's
know.
your favorite.
I take I don't know. I'm not like very materialistic on stuff. I guess like I always got to have a pair of sunglasses.
Yeah. Got to have them glasses, man. I
Yeah.
got to be honest with you. I got these the Ray-Ban Metas. I got some
Oh,
of
okay.
those. And when they first came out, I'm like, that's horse shit. I don't need it. It's like, okay, whatever. What it plays music, big deal. I got earbuds. But now that I've actually had them and used them out in the wild, they're one of my favorite items that I can't I can't see myself not using now. I use them every day, and it's pretty astounding. Like the sound that comes through with music and listening to podcasts or anything like that. You can have phone calls. Plus, you get like a little camera in there. It's something you don't want to leave the house without.
Hey, sorry to cut you off. Could we just take like a 1 minute break?
Of course, man. Of
All right, give me 1 second.
course.
Sorry
You
about
got
that.
it.
It's live,
You
so
got
it's
it.
like I don't know how to do that.
Oh yeah, it's different for me too because I usually am in a studio with all that stuff and
Yeah, I'll be right back. Hold
but
on.
of
Someone's
course,
at my
man, of
door.
course. So if you're joining us live right now, I'm here with Sean Fitz. He is a musician. He is out in Arizona, and we're talking about all kinds of different stuff. Always different things to talk about. In the meantime, if you don't know who I am, if you're brand new to the M-Balm Effect, I've been doing this for 6 years. Welcome to the M-Balm Effect. Yeah, we do a lot of things on here. I'm not gonna lie. We've talked about all kinds of different things. We've had guests on that are local music artists here in studio. I've talked to different people through remote, like I'm doing with Sean right now. I've talked to different podcasters, and I look to get more people on actually. But if you're brand new to this brand, brand new to the show, go to the YouTube channel and please hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Because I'll tell you, we're just coming back with some more stuff. Like there's more to it. There's more things that we have planned, and there's more things that we'd love to do. And we enjoy talking to you. We enjoy being able to interact with you. So yeah, there's a lot of things that we do here, and yeah, please go hit the subscribe button and all that on our YouTube channel. Welcome back,
Hey.
Sean.
Sorry about that.
It's all right. I did a little shameless plug for our show.
Nice,
Go,
nice.
yeah,
Yeah, we needed. We
Um,
were like 49 in. Cool.
yeah, man. Yeah, it's crazy. It doesn't even feel like it. It doesn't even feel like it at all.
I know.
It's
That's why I
super
was like, we use all the time.
Yeah, so this is like your first time on this platform. I mean, I don't know how many different podcasts you've been on, but it sounds like you've been on a lot.
I've done a good handful. Absolutely.
You're a seasoned vet.
Yeah, I want to start a podcast. So I've been doing a lot of podcasts and seeing what I
Listen,
like about it.
honestly, man, I say go for it. It
I listen to a
is,
lot, so I'm like, yeah, be cool to
yeah,
try
I
one.
gotta say, like, I've been doing this for 6 years. The hardest part's probably starting. And I've probably in my mind quit over 1,000 times, if not more. But it's okay because we're still doing this thing. You
Yeah.
know, it got a little. I wasn't sure how things were going to go, and when my wife and I had our son, I was like, how's that going to work out, like time wise. But I
Uh,
think we have it under control. I do. I think like it works. And it's one of those things where, yeah, of course, it takes time out of your day, but it is so cool to be able to talk to different people and talk about different things and just dive into different discussions because, you know, human like the human contact, the human touch, the human everything aspect has been thrown out the window. Like we were talking about technology a little bit ago and like, oh yeah, there's the good and the bad. Part of the bad is where we're just kind of like losing that ability, I guess you could say, to talk like we are right now. Like I know
yeah.
we're still not in person or anything like that, but we're actually talking. We're having a conversation. And everyone's like doing everything text based now on WhatsApp and all that stuff. I don't even use WhatsApp, but I know that's a popular thing, especially over in Europe. But um, yeah, it's cool to be able to do this. And I always think about like the generations that are coming up now that are like my son's age. He's gonna be 19 months old, and I'm like, what's life in the world gonna look like when they're our age?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Totally.
And like, how is their interaction with people gonna be as they form into their own personalities? You
I
know?
think that's like another thing too, why it's so important to continue encouraging people to get in the bands and like really living this kind of lifestyle, because you get to meet so many people and have so many genuine connections with people from all sorts of walks of life. You get to
Yeah,
travel and you get to see, you just get to see how other people live, and it's
yeah,
like a good perspective on life as a whole. And it's sometimes hard to like push out that noise that people try to like put on you, like whether it be media or whether it be too much social media, you know,
yeah.
and yeah, I think it's important to help artists,
Dude, 100%, man. And I know a lot of people are scared to start, and it's anything,
Yeah, no,
music,
totally.
podcasting, YouTube channels, whatever the case may be. Like, people like, and I was just watching this video the other day. It was creator versus consumer or whatever, and the video pretty much, said that you have to get your mind out of that whole mindset of just consuming and not getting started and all that stuff. I think that's pretty straightforward. But like, I think that we get so sometimes as people, we're just we're wrapped up in what we're consuming, and we never
Right.
end up. I think some of us we try to think of ways to do our own thing, but like, look, I get it. Like some people are intimidated by the fact that people are already doing the stuff that they want to do, but that's not the point. Anything's oversaturated, right? I mean, you've had how many bands are out there, how many podcasts are out there, and it's like
Right.
you can't be scared of how many of those are out there. You have to just do your own thing and keep persistent at it and be consistent and just stand out in your own unique way, And look, I understand there's going to be some things that you take from somebody else and you maybe have your own spin on it. Like everybody has, what do you call it? Inspiration.
Right.
So, and it's like the same thing with music. And some people are like, "Oh, that sounds like the same riff of this song." It's like, bro, but listen, that's not the point. I mean, how many different things can be done? How many colors are out there, right? I mean, you can't make a new color. It just depends on how you use it.
Yeah, a combination.
Yeah, and that's just it, man. Like you have to have your own spin on things. But everyone's like, don't be. I guess you could say is just don't stand in your own way if you're out there right now and you want to start something. You know, I mean, what were you when you first started? Were you ever intimidated by all that stuff? Were you ever like, oh shit, man, what if it doesn't work or anything like
Oh,
that?
totally. I mean, I'm still intimidated by everything that I do. And it's
Yeah,
like, but the thing is, like, I mean, it's like the saying, like, if you fall, you got to get back up, And it's like with anything, you can't be afraid of necessarily what somebody else is going to say about it. And that like prevents you from putting like art into the world. You have to kind of get past that and just push out whatever you want to really push out, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree, man. Like, I know this show isn't for everybody that we produce here, but I get it. You know, it's not going to be everyone's cup of tea. I understand that 95-year-old Judy is not going to tune into the M-Balm Effect on a Sunday morning while she's sipping on some tea and playing maybe doing a puzzle. I don't see that happening, but it doesn't matter because the same thing exists for any other format of art or anything like that, you know, like music. Do you see Judy listening to metal? No, probably not. She's probably not going to listen to metal. She's probably not going to listen to Raining Blood by Slayer. I guarantee she's not going to listen to that. She might be listening to Barry Manilow, which, by the way, again, not for everyone because I wouldn't listen to Barry Manilow, but that's just me. But, I mean, that's just everything, you know? And it's like styles of photography in movies. Even movies get flack. And it's like some people say the movie sucks. I look at it and go, it's not so bad.
Yeah.
And Joker 2, I don't know if I even watched that. I don't even know if I want to.
I
But
didn't
did you see
watch
Joker?
it. I
No?
haven't watched it, but I watched the first one quite a few times.
The first one was amazing.
Yeah.
That movie just, it stood out to me. I think
Yeah.
it makes sense to show how a human being just spirals out of control because of A, B, C, D, E, F, G. There's all these
Right.
different points of someone's life, and you can see a human being just spiraling into this dark, warped reality that they now live. And you know, it happens in real life, and I think we fail to realize that everybody has their own unique story. Like, you know, the whole player versus NPC theory and all that stuff. It's crazy to think that everybody you pass by has their own unique story, and I think we forget that. Like, that's another element to the human aspect that the internet has made almost impossible to kind of wrap your head around, because you see a profile picture and some text and you're like, oh, that person made a comment I don't like, and now you just devalued their humanization by commenting some other horrible things to this person.
Right.
And you know, but you know, the one thing though, and I gotta say this, like, every time you go to a show or something like that, everybody, it's like one big community. It's like everybody forgets all that crap, and you just have a good time with a whole bunch of people that are interested in the same music that you are. I love that. It's definitely it makes you realize that the world isn't so bad.
The world isn't bad. The world isn't bad. The people
Billy
aren't bad.
No, I mean, I think we all have our own. I think everybody has a piece of them that can be bad or have darkness or anything like that. I think that's possible. But Billy says, nah, Judy, get that tea ready and listen to some fuckery. Brush off the rocking chair and let your ears enjoy. Yeah, I agree, Billy. She needs to understand that the olden days are over and these are the days of the new. And she just needs to understand. She's just got to adapt to reality of what it is.
That's right.
Mike says, Sean, I see a bunch of guitars sitting around there. Which one is your favorite? Any good stories attached to them?
Well, yeah, I mean, there's a story with every guitar that's around me. Like, this is like my main guitar, I guess, right now. It's a custom Lambo orange guitar from Ernie Ball that I got
Ernie
made right
Ball.
before COVID. Super sick. They were one of the companies, like, especially starting playing guitar. You have like the Vans Warped Tour sponsored by Ernie Ball, and even in the Guitar Hero games, you have like Ernie Ball shit like plastered all over that game. But I always thought it was cool that you could flip the pack over of strings and you could see like all the artists that play it. And now like I'm an Ernie Ball artist myself. I might not be on the pack yet, but it's cool that it's kind of went full circle with that. This acoustic, like, I'm playing on all my new songs. It's a Fender acoustic that I really dig. It's like not super expensive or anything, but it just plays really good for me. And I bought it at a pawn shop in Wyoming while I was on tour, just because we wanted a guitar to fuck around with in the parking lot while we were on a day off. Probably a Walmart parking lot that was 24 hours.
24 hours, yes.
Yeah, I know. That's showing my age now.
I would estimate that we're probably the same age, around
I'm
there.
26.
Oh, goddamn! No, oh, damn, I'm old.
No.
Yeah, what are those other guitars, man, that you got behind you?
I just have my basses, other basses I play in otherwise, and then I have my other, like, this is like the same as the other one over here. It's just like the first one that I bought that I did a lot of touring on. It's got like some battle scars and
oh man,
a lot of wear on it, but
it gives it character. It's got some story to it.
Yeah, definitely. There's been a few shows where like the sound isn't working correctly, or like it's really hot playing outside and you're sweating through your components and stuff's not working like it should. So I've definitely skipped that one across the stage a few times, just being pissed off at shows. But
it's like giving your guitar a tattoo.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's like ink for the human skin.
Still rips.
Yeah, it still functions. It's still a guitar. It's just got some stories to it.
Right.
And I think some people just need to realize that sometimes that's how you make good stories, is by whipping your guitar around and maybe getting some scuff marks. Not so bad.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
Dump a garbage plate on it while you're trying to eat a garbage plate and swing the guitar around and perform live at the same time.
Yeah, exactly.
But I mean, so with all the places you've performed, what is your? I'd say what's your favorite location? Probably not Rochester, right? I mean, you have so much places that there's got to be somewhere warmer and probably more,
Probably. It's hard to say. I like to play in Arizona. I like to play in Phoenix. Some of my favorite shows were like, I always grew up going to the House of Blues in Chicago, and I've gotten to play the House of Blues sold out a few times now, and that's like pretty big for me. Like going to shows and seeing bands and like thinking that I'd like to be there one day, and then actually doing it is pretty sick.
Yeah.
I like playing in New York City. It's just a cool like day as a whole whenever you go out there. I love partying in Florida. Florida people know how to party, that's for sure. Those shows are always a whole lot of fun.
Dude, Florida's always got some crazy stuff going on. I like Florida. It's nice little
San Diego, beautiful out there.
Is it? Yeah. Is it 619? Yeah, 619 territory.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I gotta be honest with you, man. It's out of all the places I've been, I never played on stage or anything like that. But one of my favorite places I've ever been is probably Orlando, Florida. But I don't know if I would live there. Actually,
I like cool playing in like Fort Lauderdale and Miami area. Those are good. And Tampa is really fucking good too. I love playing out there. Yeah.
Yo, Miami. I was in Miami for a hot minute, and really quick. It wasn't that long, but I'd like to go back down there again because it seems like a nice place to just chill out.
It is chill.
I mean, Lori says I live in Orlando. Yeah, Orlando's nice. Yeah. Orlando's got a nice. It's not bad. I want to.
I played at the Hard Rock in Orlando. It's like with the Orlando. It's like part of what's that? Universal.
Yeah,
I think it's part of that.
It is. Yeah, I never been to Universal. I know I want to go there at some point. So I know that Nickelodeon Studio doesn't exist down there. I would like to go down there and just see it because I used to see that as a kid. Like, oh yeah, it looks like a fun place. Now it's probably not. It probably is just like, a 36-year-old millennial who's depressed and all alone in their own apartment, and they live in a gray skied area. But that's how Orlando Studio is now. It's the Blue Man Group went there, they left. Now it's all on its own. It's a big kid now, and I would like to still see it though because it's a part of history.
I haven't been to any of those parks like Disney or any of that kind of stuff. No,
Disney's fun. Even as an adult, it's fun.
I have been to Sandusky, Ohio, though.
Yeah, how is Sandusky?
up to Cedar Point. It's great.
Yeah, you like roller coasters and all that?
I do, but the last time I went, I did like 5 or 6 of them, and it took a lot out of me.
Oh,
When I was like a lot, like it, I don't know, like middle school and that age, like I would just go at those places.
man, as you get older, it's
Just
like
fucks your
those
back up.
rides. Yeah. Dude, there was one time as a kid, I remember I went to this it was a little some kind of carnival that was going on around here, and I remember it was the ride was called Casino, and it would just like spin and go in the air and all that good stuff. And I remember as a kid hearing this. There was a guy and his girlfriend or wife or whatever. They were getting in I think the seat in front of me, and the guy is like talking about how drunk he was and all that, and he's like, "I hope I puke." I'm like, as a kid, I'm like, "Don't do that!" Like, you got this full grown ass man who's saying he wants to puke, he wants to do that, and you're like, I think it was like, I don't know, I was younger than 10, so I don't remember exactly, probably 8 or something. And this guy's like, I'm like, dude, don't do that. Especially now as an adult, I'm like, please don't do that. Now I'm gonna strangle him.
Right.
It's just like, but some people like that. They love to go on rides and get sick. Some people. I don't. I look at it like, okay, if I do
definitely
one
do
ride,
not.
it ruins the whole day, dude. Like, if I get on a ride and I'm ruined like that for the rest of the day, there's no way I'm gonna want to walk around this place. Like, we have Darien Lake in Buffalo. Like, it's what is it, Six Flags now, and it's just it's fun. But like, if your day's ruined, there's no shade or anything like that, and it's completely just miserable after that.
Totally.
Been there. Don't want to do that again. Nah, not cool. Disney's got some cool stuff, man. If you go to Disney, you're gonna like Epcot because there's like all kinds of different like little countries you can go to. You can get some beers and in like Japan or whatever. You can go eat in France.
Yeah.
And watch a family try to dip out on a meal that they don't want to pay for. I did that. That was fun. Oh yeah, they were trying everything in the book to get out of paying for that. I'm like, dude, just pay the guy. Just pay the place. They're gonna get their money anyways.
Right.
You know? Yeah, Lori says drink around the world. Yeah.
Interesting.
See, Lori knows what's up. I love going there. You know? I don't know. Like, I guess if you were to live in Florida, you can go to Disney all the time, but then you would probably get sick of it, right? It's like,
I don't know.
Probably too much.
I need to go once. I need to go once and see what's up.
You got to do it. You got to go once, check it out, and drink around the world.
It's true.
Just don't go on the mission to Mars after the fact. I don't know if that ride's still out there, but if you go on the mission to Mars after you drink around the world, you're most definitely gonna puke. An old lady died on that ride. That's how crazy it gets.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that was years ago, but still happened. But that just goes to show you how crazy that ride can be.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, man, it's been good talking to you, dude. I'm glad that we got to connect. I really am.
Absolutely, man. I'm glad you had me on.
Yeah, man. Where can everyone find Mr. Sean Fitz?
Yeah, you can find my music on Spotify and Apple Music and all those things. Definitely, you could stream on YouTube and all the other streaming platforms, Amazon and all that. But yeah, all my music's just under Sean Fitz, and then I play bass for the band. Otherwise, we also have a single coming out on March 8th. So if you don't like my emo music and you like more rock music, definitely check that out. It's going to be a super sick song. But yeah, otherwise I'm on all the socials, and I'm sure that you'll put a link below or something like that if this is published in its entirety.
It will be. It will be. If you want any links you want in the official description, you just send them my way. I'll throw them right on there. People will.
Yes, you can find me at that link below.
Yeah, go check out the link below. You'll see it, and don't forget to hit our subscribe button while you're at it too. Hit his too while you're at it. He's on the YouTubes. He's on the tubes, on the chromomiums. Please go check it out. Yeah, man, it's been a pleasure to talk with you, and hopefully we can get together again and do this another time, and maybe
we should. If I'm ever in Rochester, we'll do it in person.
We'll do it in person. We'll have some of the co-hosts, and dude, it'll be a good time. Trust me, it'll be fun. Yeah, just let me know when you're out in Rochester, dude. I'd like to come see you perform.
Absolutely, man.
But yeah, go check out Sean Fitz and go take a listen to his music and his band, and give him all the subs and follows all you can give him. Just don't follow him in real life. That'd be a little crazy, but
only if I'm on tour.
only if you're not. Yeah, only on tour. Only on tour. Then he's okay with that. He's all right with that. But until then, this is Sean Fitz. This is the M-Balm Effect. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Thanks, man.
Well, there goes the neighborhood. It's a good thing no one got seriously hurt.
Oh my God!
Whoops, spoke too soon. Don't get too wrecked. See you on the next one.
The M-Balm Effect.